I thought first half, the way you came back, you looked the likelier to go on and win that. So from your perspective, what changed second half that enabled PSV to regain the initiative?
Mainly the goal, I think. Although in the start of the second half, before they scored the goal, we already struggled more than in the first half. We had more problems, or I wouldn't say problem, but we had more difficulty in being as aggressive in the press as we were in the first half. That had a bit to do with Hugo Ekitike, who straight after half-time felt his back a little bit, and that's why his press wasn't as aggressive as the first 45 minutes. And I know, because I follow the Dutch league, if you are not aggressive enough against PSV, they have players that can outplay you, because they're a very good team, very good football players on the ball. And that's what we saw in the second goal they scored. But again, after they scored the second goal, I think we had our chances to equalize. But not for the first time this season. We don't take the chances we have.
We obviously saw individual mistakes as well for the goals. I know there probably wasn't enough of a push maybe on Virgil for the penalty as the arm went up. Mo could possibly have done more for the second goal, and there was a mistake from Konate for the third. I mean, what do you put those individual errors down to at the moment?
I think it's always about the team, and I think we can all do better. Individuals, the three you were talking maybe about, but I think this goes for everyone, including myself. So I don't think this is the time to emphasize on individual errors. It's more the time to talk about the team instead of the individual errors, because individual errors are made in football, and we have to make sure that if we make them, we how do you say this? React or make it up. I think that's the better word, to make it up, and so that it doesn't lead to a goal. And if it does lead to a goal, that we are good enough then to come back into the game, and that's a team thing and not an individual thing.
Just to check then, take it the Konate substitution was purely tactical rather than taking him out of the firing line.
Yeah, I find that one difficult because up to the moment you were just describing, I think he played a good game. But if you go 3-1 down, I think what I've always done and what I will keep doing is then bring an extra attacker in. And I found that hard because I knew that the outside world would probably then focus even more on the error he made. But I think it was the decision I had to make, but unfortunately it didn't lead to anything, except then that they scored the 4-1.
Is it too dramatic to say the players are a bit shell-shocked at the moment? What are you seeing from them in the dressing room?
What does shell-shocked mean?
Bereft of confidence, just shocked at the way things have gone over the last few weeks?
I think it's a shock for everyone, for the players, for the journalists over here, for me, for everyone. This is a shock. That is very, very, very unexpected if you look at the quality we are having. So is it a lack of confidence? I didn't see that in the first half. Of course, it's hard if you concede straight after losing 3-0 straight into this game. You concede the goal. But I saw the mentality that these players have shown so many times since I'm here. Came back in a way you would like to come back. So created chances. We kept them on their half. And after another setback by conceding the 2-1, I also saw us creating chances again to score the 2-2. But in the end of the game, I did saw that it affected maybe one or two players that we were 3-1, 4-1 down. Yeah, that's true.
Arne, you said there needs improvement from everybody, including yourself. But do you think it's there's been discussion about your position? Do you think that's fair after somebody who has won the title, 5-6 months ago?
I don't think it's important if it's fair or not, but that it's normal. That I understand. If any manager around the world loses football games, let alone so many as we've lost, it's quite normal that people have an opinion about that. And if that's fair or not fair, that's for other people to judge. But that it's normal. I think it is that if you lose so many times, that people start talking about that. Yeah.
Can I just check, did you say with Hugo it wasn't a specific kind of injury for him when he...
No, I don't know how you say it. He felt his back spasm or back spasm. Yeah.
Just one aanmerking. Arne.
Ja.
Goedenavond. Your players made mistakes, and that these are top players. And when you're in a good period, you can make some sort of strange decisions. What do you think, as a trainer? You always got to take responsibility for such things you see happen. How do you get through all this? I don't see them making strange decisions. In general, we were quite dominant. What I see less is that the decisions that they make, we're not turning into goals. If you can always go one end or the other, and in certain moments, when you make it a move or whatever, I think it also has a lot to do with the fact that the scorer is who he is and how you play. If you're 2-1 ahead, 3-1 ahead, the way you make those moves, you see them more than what you do now. All these defeats that you see, do you think this is? Are you more unsure about your position at this moment, given the way it's all been going? I think, I've been feeling safe. I'm okay. I've got a lot of support from above. Be nice, of course, if I could turn it around and produce a victory, but I think that it's, that's part and parcel. That if you're busy as a trainer, if you're working as a trainer, if you're not doing well, well, then the question's going to be asked. So I'm feeling that I'm okay with my position. It's not for the first time that I've been in a difficult situation. But, it's time that we won a match again, isn't it?
As manager with all the defeats, he said on Saturday that there's a way out with the quality of the players, but if the quality isn't showing itself, what happens?
I don't agree with you that the quality isn't showing itself. I see enough moments that players show their quality, but it doesn't reflect in the score or in the results. That is clear. But no, I'm not worried. What I mean with that is that my focus is on other things than worrying about my own position. I try to analyze, try to help the players as much as I can, and it's obvious that I don't do it in the way I did that last season because when you talk about individual errors, I think that's also something that comes from a team effort. So again, I need to do better, and that's what I'm trying to do every single day to improve the team, and that is where my main focus is, to be honest.
Swan de Francier.
Hi, Arne. It sounded like you said in Dutch that you got support from people above you. I mean, have you had those conversations with Richard Hughes, with people like that, about your own situation at the moment?
Yeah, but not in the sense that they tell me every single minute from we support you, we support you, we support you. But we talk a lot if we are winning last season and if we are losing, and then they're helpful to me, to the team. So yeah, we do have those conversations, but they don't call me every single minute of the day to tell me that they still trust me. But we do have the normal conversations, and in those conversations, I feel the trust. But haven't spoken to them after this game yet. So let's see.
Wonderbach.
Hi Arne, wat vond je van...
What do you think about PSV and how they got a grip on the game in the second half? I think that PSV can play football really well if you give them the time and space, and that you have to try and avoid. And we did that for little parts in the second half. We didn't do it, but they had a really good evening, and they went into attack. They scored. The second goal was a great attack. I have to be honest, I didn't feel as though they played in our half, but you can I don't think that I think we had a lot of possession during the match. But there are also phases of the match where PSV played it quite well and it was easy for them.
All the talk about your job in here, how do you feel personally? Are you going home after these defeats, and how long does it take you personally to get over defeats in this bad run of form?
Long. Longer than after a win, because after a win you're straight away focused on the next one. Now you try to find answers as much as you can, but that's not as simple as people might think it is, because if it would have been that simple, I would have used those answers for us to start winning again. But the focus is, as always in football, is mainly also about trying to prepare them for the next game. And preparing them is not only tactically, that could also mean that I need to have individuals conversations tomorrow, or team conversations with players. I try to put as much effort in as I can to improve the situation. Not only me, by the way, my staff does the same, and the players are putting in a lot of effort as well. Although sometimes when you look at 3-0 loss, 4-1 loss, you tend to feel as if we don't do enough. But again, today I saw a team that was trying after multiple setbacks, but unfortunately not able to get a result.
Thank you, everyone.